Alright guys, here comes the full video on how to draft this beautiful style. Yes, and then here I have my pattern paper already on the table. I've measured the length of the paper. It's around 36 inches, but then I needed like 44 thereabouts. So by the time I'll be transferring all the pattern, I'm going to be adding the extra inches that is needed. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to start with, you want to start on one of the side is the front and the other side will be the back. So measuring, what I just measured is half of the shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. Then I came down by 1.5 for the shoulder slants. Then the standard neckline I normally use is 3 by 3, although I'm still going to alter it later on. Yeah, so you go ahead and then connect from the shoulder slants to the neckline right there. The next thing you want to determine is the chest line. How do you calculate your chest line? All you need to do is to divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5. Yes, and that I've been using and it's worked perfectly. I've gone ahead to do that, and after doing that I mark it from the shoulder slant. I think it was 8.5. Then altogether from the initial shoulder to the shoulder slant was altogether 10 inches. And that's where I draw the chest line over there, around there. Yeah. So the next thing is I went ahead to mark the waistline and the hip line. You want to measure that on yourself or your client from the shoulder to the waist point, shoulder to the hip line. So you want to get those line. Then later on, we're still going to do from the shoulder to the underbust. I think that's what I was trying to do there. Yeah, that's to the waistline, rather. Yeah, hip and the waistline. And then the next thing I move to the back. And one thing I wanted to know is that I didn't use the same length for both front and back because I actually took in the bust darts. So the difference between my back and the front is 2 inches. So that's the waistline I've just inserted on the back, which was 16 inches. The reason being that the two difference between the front and the back length, I'm going to be using it on the bust dart. So you need to make sure, measure it on yourself. The back length has to be different from the front length. So I went ahead to input the shoulder to shoulder, half of the shoulder measurement on that part, and came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slants. And for the neckline, the one you see me doing is I did make use of 3 by 1 inch. 3 width for the width, for the wideness, and 1 inch for the depth. Then you connect it to the shoulder slant. The same chest line we got for the front is what we extended to the back. So the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to also put in the line for the hip line for the back. Remember the 2 inches difference. We're still going to get to that. So there's difference between them. The waistline of the back and the front, the same with the hip by 2 inches, which is what I'll be using on the front pattern, right on the bust line, the bust point line, to take in the 2 inches for the bust dart. So I was just trying to also check the length as well. Remember, like I said, the length I used there, the length for the back and the front is different. The difference is by 2 inches. So you want to take note of that. Yeah, this is pattern drafting, and because of the bust dart as well, that's why we're having that. So what I'll do now, we went ahead to do to shape the armhole, you need to go in by 0.5, measure from the shoulder slant to the waistline, divide it into 2 and do that. You go in by 0.5 and do that. What I'm just doing is the back tightening. I love to use 0.75. I'll go from there, the waistline at the back, to the hip line and to the neckline. All I did was to take 0.75 on the waistline at the back. That's to eliminate those waist bulge. Then go ahead on the chest line. You see that place I just connected now. You input your 1/4 of your bust measurements. So that's what I used on that part. Then you go ahead and construct your armor just like that. I was just trying to make sure that there's no sharp point, like making sure that it's smooth and just perfect. So that's the way to go about to do that. And then on that part as well, I love going up by 3 inches, then going by 0.5. Then from there, from the shoulder slant, you want to just connect it to that part where you went in by 0.5. And on the chest line, I took 1/4 of the bust measurement. Then go ahead and construct your hammer that way that I've just done. It's so simple. So the next thing I thought to do is I was trying to determine the shoulder to my underbust and to the nipple point there. So the first one I'm doing now is the shoulder to the underbust. Yeah, you go ahead and determine that on your body or your clients that way. And then the next one will be the shoulder to the nipple points now. So that is it, guys. Those lines are very important for the front. It doesn't apply to the back. Yeah. So, and then the next thing I want to do on the waistline, you want to put in 1/4 of your waist measurement plus that intake. I love to use 1.5, so that's what I added. Yeah, then you connect it to to where you put in the 1/4 of your bust measurement, your chest line, and also on the hip line, you want to put in 1/4 of the hip measurement. I use the same thing on the hip line all the way down to the hem. 1/4 of the hip, that's the same thing I use down at the hem. So the same thing you want to do for the back as well. 1/4 of your hip circumference on the hip line connected to the down part, the hem, and on the waist as well, 1/4 of the waist measurement plus 1.5. The shape looks like that because of the back tightening and the fact that we did took 1.5, and then I also have a little bit tummy, so that's why. So the next thing is to put in the nipple to nipple, which is 4 inches. So that's the line you saw me draw, and on the waistline there I did take 0.75 for the dart intake, then connect it to the hip line. If you have watched it to this level, please do well to like, comment, and share me out. You want to come down on the waist, on the chest line by 1 inch, then connect it to your dart point there. And on the hip line, I went up by 2 inches, then that's where the dart leg is going to rest on or stop. So I'll go ahead to do the same thing for the front. Half of the nipple to nipple, which is 4 inches. You want to connect it right from your bust point to your hip line. So then you go ahead and rule that line. Connect those dots together. Yeah. And then you're going to be extending it to the hemline because of the style. Yes. So that's what I did for the back there. So that way that I took 0.75 on both sides of the dart leg for the dart intake. You know, I added 1.5 inches. You want to make sure you do that. For this particular one, we're going to be making use later on. I'm still going to make another video that's going to be a freehand one without darts. Yeah. So you go ahead and connect it from the bust point down to the waist to the hip line that way. Then extend the line to the hem, to the length. Yeah, the hand length of the dress. Now we want to convert this to a princess dart. From where we went in by 0.5 at the hammer, we want to connect it to the bust point that way. And then we do a 1 inch tightening on that part. From that point, you know, where you got the cuff, you want to come down by 1 inch. I'm still coming back there. This I'm doing on the bust tightening. You take your round on the bust, 1/4 of it, you measure it. Whatever inches you have left, you want to distribute it on both that leg. So I love to use 0.5 towards the center front and the remaining towards the side front. And that's what I did. Then go ahead and connect it that way. By so doing, you have a very perfect like fitting on the underbust area towards the waist here. So the next thing, like I was saying the other time, is to do the tightening on this part. You want to come down by 1 inch and reconnect it back that way, the way you see me do. But make sure it's not too sharp. Can you see that? The 1 inch we did the tightening on the armhole side, we're going to cut that part off. Yeah. So that way, like I said, and extend the line by 1 inch. You see what I was doing there? Then connect it back to your armhole. This is very, very important. Failure to do that might result in you having shortage on that part by the time you're joining it together. Remember, the difference between our back and the front length is 2 inches. That's what I did there. Mark at the side front, then connect the line to the bust points. Can you see that? We'll be closing it later on, and that will make the sides of the back and the front pattern to be equal. We need to close it later on. So now I want to alter the neckline. You know, this neckline has this high neck stuff. I'm just going to be extending it by 0.5. We'll get there. So I was trying to just, okay, connect the back as well. We want to get the armhole cuff. You want to connect it that way. From where we came down by 1 inch at the chest line and the back, you extend it to the armhole side and go out by 0.5. Because by the time you're joining it back, for it to be equal, if you don't go out by 0.5 and reconnect it to your armhole side, you're likely to have a shortage on that part. So this is me trying to show you that we need to close the bust darts in order to have the same length for both front and back, majorly at the side. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and slash open the dart line like that. For me to be able to close it, I need to slash it open. So I've gone ahead to just cut this part off. Okay, you see that that's the way to cut it out. Yeah, and then go ahead and cut it that way. And then we have this separate. We're still coming back to that. So the next thing we want to do is to close our darts, bust darts on that part, and try to blend it again. Once you close it, you want to blend it again. For some of my videos, sometimes I love to go in on that part by 1 inch, but not in all. But you can as well apply this, yeah, which is okay. So that way we cut out the darts and the tightening we did on that part. And then that way, that's the way to just go about it. Remember, you are cutting from this, yeah. After closing the bust darts, there's going to be a little bit of gap there. You want to blend it nicely. That's what I did before cutting that part off. So that way we have our front pattern cut out. Can you see that? So that's just a simple way to go about it. Then I've gone ahead to cut the back out as well. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to do a little bit of adjustment. We want to alter the neckline a little bit because I initially used 3 by 3, but for the width I'm going to be extending it a little bit by 0.5, not the depth now. So for the width, like I said, on that part I'm going to be adding 0.5. You know, initially we did 3 by 1 for the back, so it's going to be 3.5 by 1. Can you see that we did 3 initially? I was just taking my time to extend better, or I was thinking, should I extend it or not? Yeah, can you see that? So if you want it a little bit wider, you can do that, extend it, alter it. I was just trying to take the measurement around my neck to be able to be sure that what I have there will be enough. I think I didn't later add to it. Yeah, I did mix of 3 by 3, so I changed my mind and that is what I used. So you just need to, by the time before you cut it out, you want to measure what you have around your neckline, calculate what you have there for the front times 2 and the back as well. So if it's okay, you don't need to alter it again. If it is not, then you might have to like alter it a little bit so that you can have the actual round neck, or else you might have the neckline to be too tight. So the next thing is, I did in one of my video that I posted already, how to get the side, the pleated side now. So this is what we are doing now. I've gone ahead to sellotape together both sides of the back and the front. Remember, when you're cutting this out, it has to be on a fold, but we'll get there. So you just want to go ahead and just trace it out how you want the shape to be on that part, but ensuring that it gets to the hip line. Yeah, that's what I did there. Yeah, I just have to draw the curve. At the end of the day, I thought to use like 2 inches on that part, 2 inches out, then shape it. Yeah, so just give it that shape. It's so simple. Yes, you try it, and I'm very sure even yours might even come out looking much better than mine. Yeah, so that is it, guys. You just want to do it that way, and then we cut the pattern, separate the patterns. Make sure it's not too sharp. There's no sharp point or edge. So that is it, guys. We have it cut out, and this is what we're going to be slashing. We're going to roll the lines and slash it and spread it out on our fabric. The more you spread it out, the bigger the spreading, should I put it that way, the fuller your dress or your pleat, the pleats will be, the side pleats will be. So I've gone ahead to just mark the lines of where I'm going to be slashing, and that is it, guys. So we'll go ahead after this to spread our fabric and have it cut out. Yes. So thank you so much, guys. If you have watched it to this level or to this stage, do well to subscribe, comment, like, to encourage me to keep making more videos. So those are the side patterns there. So the next thing will be to transfer our patterns on the fabric. The front one, you want to make sure it is on fold. What do you mean by being on fold? You want to make sure it's not cut out. There's no opening on that part. On fold means by the time you spread it out, it looks double. Yeah, but no joining at the center front. So that is it. I've gone ahead to mark it, and then like I told you, the length I needed is much longer than what's the paper length. So I had to add to it, and I added 0.5 all through for the sewing allowance. And remember to notch your waistline and your hip line, very important. Yeah, because by the time you'll be joining the pleated part. So on the side I added 1.5 for this, and the every other side is 0.5. Only for the side I added 1.5. You can use 2 inches, yeah, as many allowances you want to add. And for this one too, I had to add the length, the paper is not long enough for the length I want, so I had to make sure that I place it after marking the additional inches I want for the length, like that. So you want to take note. Yeah, so pin it down like that, then slash it open, slash it open, slash it open, slash it open that way. And then yes, the more the fabric is, the plenty fabric, the more you like open it out, like spread it out, the fuller your plate will be. But for me, I had to just make use of this, and I don't want it to be too full because it's just for a church, for choir uniform. Yes, we needed a black dress, so I had to do it. So this is what I have. After doing that, pin it, make sure the down bit aligns. Then for the other parts, you want to just go ahead and trace it with the shape you have there. And then that is it. And mark the side. Where we join the sides together, you want to notch it on the fabric so that you know that part that has to be on the side. But after joining the sides together, that's the place where you'll be placing on the side to join it. So it's very important to notch. That's where I just notch now. Very important to notch that part. So that will guide you as to how much you want to pleat and where the position of the side, right? So that way, go ahead and trim it out that way, guys. So that is how I went. Like I said, I don't want the video to be too long. So in the next video, I'm gonna be showing you the tips on how to join it. Thank you so much. Bye.